All right. So let's hope. I know it's been a while, but maybe, yeah, it seems everything's working. Thank you, YouTube, for being so easy to track. Please detect the sarcasm. But yeah, it seems we're live. I think I'm going to tweet it out. But yeah, welcome everybody to the Dev Roundtable for the edition of November the 15th, 2020. And we're going to be checking out different tweets from your work in progress and your screenshot Saturday post so we can take a look at it. We're going to give our opinions on it, talk a little bit about it. And in the end of the day, we're going to select a winner for the highlight of the week. And we're going to go more into that person and we're going to look at their stuff and we're going to talk about them a little bit more. So that being said, I would like you to introduce you to today's roundtable. We got Eno and Eric. Eno, why don't you start introducing yourself while I tweet everything out?
Hi, I'm Eno, and I'm developing currently a cooking management game with Ronin RPG mechanics, and you can play it in the alpha state. A link to my Discord will be provided in the comments.
Awesome. Eric?
Yes, hello. My name is Eric. I am a freelance artist. I do all these drawings of pictures and stuff. I'm also on YouTube where I either draw something, review a game, or do a tutorial for art. Currently, I'm working on a poster commission that I just got. I was actually streaming that just before this stream, so check my channel. But yeah, this little poster is going to take a while, so I'm actually going to be working on it while we're doing this.
Awesome. I was actually going to say to get into what you were streaming and stuff like that, but you already did that, so you kind of killed my next segment. Okay, so let's so yeah, we weren't here last week. It was a complicated week for me. I couldn't really host it, and I had a bunch of stuff to take care of, and was super tired. But we're back this week, and I would like to give a special shout out to Crawly. He hasn't been here in a few weeks, but he was going to be here this week. He's feeling a little under the weather, so hope you feel better, Crawly, and hope everything is doing good over where you're currently at, and hope you feel better. And remember, Draft of Darkness is coming out relatively soon, so go wishlist it on Steam. It's in the description down below. Big shout out, big hugs for our friend Crawly.
Get better soon, Crawly.
Yep, so I'm just going to tweet this out. And yeah, so you guys can fill in the dead air for me.
You say as I'm just now drinking soda, thanks. Yes, I'm sitting here drinking my very unhealthy Mountain Dew Zero because even though it doesn't have sugar, it
Sponsor.
still has all the other. It
No,
still has all the other crappy stuff.
He's not our sponsor. He's not. They're not our sponsor. But if you want to sponsor me,
Hey, Mountain Dew, if you want to sponsor me, please.
like I won't drink your product, but I will definitely shill it. So,
I drink the product much to my body's dismay. My body hates me, but like, dang it, I need that caffeine.
Got to get the dew, boys. So we got a lot of different links this week. So interestingly enough, our boy, our resident chef, should I say, Mr. Eno, did not post his early, so we're not going to be checking his first.
I waited until you posted.
Yeah, you're trying to give us a chance so I don't look that bad each week. That's yeah. Thanks, Mr. Crawly. Yeah, not. And I said Crawly when I meant Eno. I got Crawly in our mind. We want him to get better soon. So let's just showcase we'll be starting with my tweet this week. I didn't tweet anything last week, as I said, was super busy. But I'm back this week, so I'll read the tweet, I'll play it, and you guys can talk over it since there is no audio on it this week either. So for Screenshot Saturday, I give you the random encounter system. Now you can end a day's activities, and by doing so, each location has encounters that can randomly spawn. In this case, a growing horde has appeared in the newly occupied location. So I'm going to play that. I'm going to maximize it and allow Twitter to break the video.
Double compression. Lovely.
Oh, it doesn't look that terrible this time. I mean, it's looked worse.
Yeah. I'm just watching it right now. Okay, so it has like a time system where you click a little timer and then it moves on to the next day.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
So feel free, boys. I can't comment on my own thing.
You
I mean, you
you
could.
I could, but it would be slightly more egomaniacal than I am, but only slightly, of course. But
Oh yeah, I mean, it seems to be working pretty nice. I like that you actually have to like. Is there any indicator that's going to be coming up, like without you having to click on the forest, or do you have to click on each area
you're
and then
gonna
look over
get
like, okay, what encounters are there?
in the bottom right where you see the circle with the
Mm-hmm.
little time circle. Around that, you're going to have three more circle icons that are going to do other things. And above that, you're going to have like a notification system. Like imagine them coming down like in rectangles all the way up to the top. So you can click that and it'll immediately take you to the forest and show you the encounter. It's an imitation of a little bit of the XCon system in the sense that when they spawn, you don't have to deal with them immediately. You have a certain amount of time. Um, but once like right here, they're mustering. That means that it's growing. When it stops growing, it'll do something else, like it'll destroy your buildings or it'll increase corruption. So you have to choose which ones you're going to encounter when. Kind of how XCOM's campaign system works. That at the end of each week, I think it is, they give you three different encounters, and you pick one, and the other two do bad things. So that's kind of the inspiration for what's going on here.
Interesting. Well, I mean, it seems to be implemented nicely, and it works really well. I'm guessing you don't have the actual combat up yet.
Well, the combat we've actually looked at a couple months ago. I think it was the first video you looked at when you joined us with our boy Angel. I don't remember his name. Yeah, so the combat is done. I have to link it a little bit to this. There's certain changes that I need to implement to the linking system because in the past it was more like kind of quest oriented, which meant there were specific enemies that loaded in. While now it has to load depending on how many enemies are in that little party. But the combat works. It's that turn-based grid combat system that's it's in my Twitter thing if people would like to check it out. But yeah, next week the whole objective is to link it up because there's certain back-end stuff I have to fix a little bit in order to get that to happen. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on.
All right. Cool. It'll be interesting to see it all kind of coming together, the different pieces.
Yeah, I've been wanting that to come together for a while now.
Yeah, things take time.
Yeah.
Anyway, your thoughts?
Yeah, I like it that finally the end day button is working because it's been sitting there for quite a time.
Yeah.
But you never showed it off. I got one question.
Sure.
When I end the day, is there every day an encounter somewhere, or maybe more?
No,
than one?
no, it's random. Yeah,
It's random if it happens, and what kind of encounter,
exactly.
yes?
It's random if it happens and how
Great.
many you get as well. I'm gonna put a hard cap on it. Right now, you could get about up to 4. You could get on one sitting. I'm going to put a little bit of a hard a cap on it because from a tracking perspective, it could be a little nightmarish if you get like 3 encounters in each. But right now it's a random. It's completely random if it shows up. Like I had to record this a few times to get it to just get one. Right now, only enemy type encounters are there, but they're going to be kind of like events where it says like, "Hey, this happened." It's just text box from where it gives you a choice. Choice A gives you more corruption, but it gives you some resources, or choice B, you spend some resources in order to decrease corruption, for example, just to give kind of a quick example. So, those are going to be there too, as well as you're going to discover like dungeons or whatever and stuff like that you can kind of explore, and they may or may not have enemies. They might have a boss, they might have special items you can get in there, stuff like that. Right now, we just have the enemy party system. So right now, it's in the one that we have on screen, you have 3 skeletons in that party, kind of mirroring the combat example that I showed a few months ago. That's always with 3 skeletons. That's not a coincidence. But yeah, you could get different combinations of enemies, and they always do something different. While they're growing, they're not a threat. They're not doing anything negative, but they're just increasing or attempting to increase their numbers, and so that gives you some time to plan out. Yeah.
But it makes it harder later on to
yeah. So
encounter
if
them.
they succeed, if they succeed, because they have a chance of they have like there's a maximum amount right now in a party can hold. Right now it's 6. I'll play with that number
Yeah.
in the future. But they have a chance to increase every day if they're mustering. So let's say it's a 50% chance. So maybe next time they didn't grow and they're just still mustering. And when they get to their max amount, that's when they start attacking. So it's not random selection of actions. It's they always start out kind of in this passive stance to give you some time to plan what you want to do.
Great. Really great. Yeah. It's getting more and more strategic now.
Yeah,
I'm
that's.
really
I hope so.
I'm really eager to try this soon. As soon as you're
No
willing
pressure.
to say yeah, no
Soon.
pressure.
Soon.
No pressure.
No pressure. Soon.
Yeah, but you got to know he's been talking since July, round about that. So he hyped me already quite a lot.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that was
I'm
probably a mistake.
this is just this
You're
is just
playing
my
too good at your own hype,
excitement
man.
to finally try this game.
So
Because it's nice to see it coming everything every week. It's coming a bit closer, a bit more strategic. I really like this update.
all right, I appreciate that. So
What you're planning next?
uh, well yeah, we can do
Tease
that.
me,
Let's just do that now rather than the end.
of course. Tease me a bit.
So what I want right now, there's a lot of. I was actually thinking about. There's going to be a week. I don't know if it's going to be this week or next week, where I'm actually going to take some time to not work on a screenshot Saturday and clean a lot of code. Because as you remember, this game started as a card game, so
Hmm.
there's a lot of dead code in there that I need to kind of fix and get out of the way and just clean up and look pretty. Because this started out as a tech demo and a card game, so there's a lot of code there that really, really needs refactoring. And I'm not a fan of refactoring, but unfortunately, I started this as a tech demo, so that's kind of built in. So I want to remove that. But before I do that, I want to first off link this to the combat system because it's been, like Eric didn't even remember there's combat, and of course, how would he? It's been 2 months since I posted anything regarding combat, so I wanted to link that little window that you got there, the confirm or decline,
Hmm.
the combat. I want to link that to the combat we've already seen. So that's one thing I want to do. And I was testing it yesterday before I stopped working for the day after my screenshot Saturday. And I was testing it, and there's certain stages that are a bit broken in it, like after the deploy. There's certain bugs that are showing up because of all the structural changes I've done. So I want to fix that and link that. Once I have that done, I want to kind of just play with what I have because there's a couple of things that are missing. The action selection for each turn. That's something that you invest in and you can do. Like I wanna give my units a trait, or I want to do this, I want to do that. That's an action. The research, which is part of
Hmm.
the victory conditions, that tab's also missing. So before I start working on those, I want to kind of perfect everything that's already here and make it to a point that is just simple and dumb, where you just click on things and fight, and there's really nothing else to do, just to have that kind of done. So my mission for next week is to link the combat, gonna have it all linked, and maybe just compile that and put it out to see if what people think between of the combat, basically, because right now the overworld is relatively limited. You build buildings and stuff like that, but you don't necessarily build units yet. So I wanted to kind of just clean what is there right now, link the combat. All the stages are now together. Everything that I've done is now together at that point, and then just keep going from there. Because I haven't had a stable kind of jumping off point until now. So that's what I want to do. I just want to link the combat that we've already seen to the screen, and have it that you can basically have this infinite little system where you end days, build buildings, and fight over and over with no necessary goal in mind, but just to get all the systems together rather than having them living in separate little bubbles. That's kind of my objective this week.
Very nice.
Okay, so if there's no more questions, I'm going to. I'm not going to end with you, I'm going to do you now,
Okay.
because we don't enter our tweets into the highlight of the week thing, so it'd be kind of weird to select the highlight of the week and then do you. So I'm just gonna do you now immediately, and that just sounds so wrong. Uh, but
Phrasing.
get your
Yeah.
get your heads out of the
Come on,
gutter.
do me.
So this is an image, so we can immediately start talking about it. This is from November 7th, so this is last week, and he has another one. He's put two in this week. So this week I added a bunch of ingredients The outlines were drawn by the very talented Shoutouts9. Shout out to Shoutouts9. And afterwards colored by me. Furthermore, I did some changes to the cooking mechanics and upcoming recipes. So with this first one, this is a quick one. Screenshot, just looking at the art. I'll let a resident artist kind of take the helm here and tell us what he thinks of these icons slash... well, yeah, I think they'd be icons. That's what we'd consider them
Yes.
here. So it's
Yeah.
these icons. What do you think of them? The design, the coloring, everything regarding them. Go.
From everything I can see here in this image, like they all look really, really nice and clean. That's the thing I like the most. I'm a very simplistic style artist. I love simple, cartoony stuff. So seeing very clean. There's not a lot of shading, which isn't really necessary because of the little bit of line work. No, this is very nice looking. Everything looks very easy to kind of look at and go, oh, that's a tomato. Oh, that's a pumpkin. That's a crawfish. That's a carrot. You know. So, yeah. Who was the artist again?
Shadow Arts 9. Yes.
Opening him real
I'm
quick on
gonna-
screen. I want to give him a nice little shout out. You can see
Hey,
some
not
of his
bad.
art here.
Yeah, I'm looking at their page right now.
Just wanted to show it real quick for. I think I'll put him in the description.
Yes, do this.
Wow.
He
Yeah.
deserves it.
Yeah, I'll put it in the description. I'm gonna just paste it here real quick, and I'll put it while you guys are talking about something else in a few minutes. So, my comments real quick are, I like the art. It looks really good. It kind of was jarring when I first saw it to me because it's kind of different stylistically from everything else. Like
Yeah,
if
it's a
I
little more detailed.
yeah, like if I consider it, that's why I asked the question: is this an icon? Because if it's an icon and not like a portrait, uh, again the specifics, and maybe I'm even referring to that incorrectly. Eric will correct me if that's the case. But uh, if I look at the icons that are already in the game, like for example the close X in the top right, it's kind of a different style. Now that being said, I don't know if this is necessarily a problem at all. What I would say is that I think these qualify more as portraits necessarily than just straight up icons. Um, Again, maybe I'm agonizing over details that aren't important, and I'm probably getting them wrong anyway because I'm not an artist. Uh, but I like it. I like that it's very detailed. You know exactly what it is just by looking at it. You don't, and that's the flip side, I guess, of this coin. Because it is so detailed and because it is so, I guess it pops out so much. You have saved the need of the little title box that
Mhm.
a lot of my stuff have. Like a lot of my stuff have a lot of, you have to have like the title on top of it so you know what the hell this is. That's not really the case here. These are all intuitive things from our everyday lives that we understand, and you can look at it and you know exactly what it is. And even if you don't know necessarily the name of it, let's say that you look at one of these, like for example, these things down here to the bottom left. Are they nuts? I think they look like walnuts a little bit, or
Potatoes.
potatoes, or yeah.
Yeah.
There you go, potatoes. Um, it's very clear that these are all ingredients. It's very clear that they are different ingredients. There's no way I'll confuse the onion with the potatoes or the lobster with the eggs. So they serve their purpose and they also save the need for the little title thing, which is a blessing for UI design because it saves you some space. So congrats on that. And again, shout out to our boy Shadow Arts 9. He certainly deserves it. So do we have any more comments? Because Eno's got a second one that I think is going to... I haven't seen your screenshot. This is from yesterday, right?
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, and it's kind of linked to the.
I
TikTok one.
suspected as much. So I'm just
Yeah.
going to move on immediately to it. I'm going to read it real quick. I haven't seen it. I haven't liked it. I haven't retweeted, but I will do it now. So Screenshot Saturday, we new recipes have arrived. So we talked about this 2 weeks ago. As a follow-up tweet from last week with the new ingredients, there are now also recipes that require more than one free hot plate, and those that use the work table. Oh, so that's interesting. So it's not just put it on stove, you're done. Let me know what you think. So let's check out the video. Yeah, Twitter's unfortunately butchering.
Yeah, it is.
It's butchering it really badly. Is that just for me or is that for everybody else?
No, this
It's
is
doing
for
it to
all.
me too.
Which is unfortunate because there's some interesting textures that you put on the pot, in the kind of ending seconds of the video, and I don't know what they are. Like I know this one looks like I don't know, mashed potatoes or something with some meat and some shrimps, but the last three I think there's some kind of pasta because it looks like it's a
Yes.
yeah, it looks like it. I really like that kind of. It almost looks like an image slapped on it, and it just fits really well. I like that a lot. So it's interesting. The whole concept of you need to kind of make and correct me if I'm misunderstanding this, but based off of the last tweet and what I'm seeing here, to create a dish, you need to maybe cook individual pieces of it separately to then combine it. Is that
No, no, not really.
okay?
You don't need really to cook them separately, but for example, with the salmon, with the mashed potatoes,
Yeah,
which is the first one I'm showing off all alone
yeah.
of the recipes,
Yeah.
you need two free spots, and
Yeah,
you
that's
later,
what I mean cook, that they're in separate like container things. Like
yeah, yeah,
in the first video you
you
have
have
one
to,
on the like sautéing on the pan and you have the mashed potatoes in like the little thing next to it.
mm-hmm,
That's all one dish, right? Even if then there are
yes,
two that yeah, that's what I mean.
yes,
They have to and then it gets combined in the end, right?
yeah,
There you go.
yeah,
And then you
yes,
get the
exactly.
shrimp under that. That yeah, that's what I mean. So that's again that's interesting because now you've thrown because we've talked about at the beginning of your development of this of how management aspects are important in your game. Um, and right now the management has kind of been limited to what ingredients do I have left? Why do I want to go into the dungeon that we haven't seen in a while? Similar situation to myself. We haven't seen the dungeon in a while. Um, but now you've also thrown the management into I only have four stove what do you call that, stoves? No, not stoves. Well, I only have
Hot
four.
stove.
Hot plates, whatever.
Yeah, four. I only have four spots. I have to choose. If I undergo this particular recipe, it might take three of them. So and what I really like about that is that there's at least an implicit thing that I don't know if you've considered from a design perspective. You probably have, but it actually gives importance to those simple dishes that you have in the beginning that only take one. Because if you're going to be making like complicated ones, you're always going to have like one spot left over. You might as well make a second dish that only needs one. So
Mm-hmm.
in your ability tree, uh, it kind of we were talking a few weeks ago and correct me if I'm mistaken, I'm a little hazy on it, but you did have the ability to specialize in certain types of dishes and getting better at certain types of dishes. And one of the questions that popped up was like, why would I ever want to specialize in the ones in the early going? I just take as much as I need to move to the next one. Well, here's a reason. If you are working on for example, the salmon here that needs two spots, does it need three? Does the
No,
uh,
this is just two, but I'm
Okay,
planning
the
to have
shrimps, the
this
shrimps in the third
episode
one
to
is a
be
separate
three.
thing. Okay, so
Yes.
you have to kind of think about okay, well I'm using two or three spots. Maybe I should use my fourth spot for a simple dish. So I have a question here. Can I let's say I embark on a dish that needs three spots, right? Three stoves, three hot plates, whatever we're gonna call it. Um, it needs three spots. Do I have to start all three spots at the same time, or can I do like I'm only going to cook like let's say with the salmon and mashed potatoes I need two. I'm only going to cook the salmon right now. I'm going to start another one that needs a different step, and I'll do the mashed potatoes later. Is that something you can do, or when you select the
No,
recipe, you automatically have to have these spots, all of it
you
of it?
have,
Yeah.
yes, you have to have the free spots because if you think about it that way, either you say you start with the salmon or the mashed potatoes,
It'll
while the
get
other
cold.
one is
Yeah.
cooked, it get cold.
Yeah. I
So
was getting. That's what I was going to ask. Is like, hey, how do you manage? Like, I'm no cook, but I've had issues where I have like
and
a
even
multi
yeah,
and I
it
started at wrong times, and then it's like, oh shit, this is cold now. Well, this isn't,
yeah.
it's happened to me. So I was gonna ask about that. So okay, you don't. I think it's better if that option isn't there because I'd pork it up immediately, and you could easily create a mess.
Yeah, I think this would make this game a little bit too complicated
Yeah,
to
yeah,
have
yeah.
this extreme time management like a chef needs inside as well. I think this would make it too complicated.
I've talked enough.
Oh, your mic
Death.
just went all crazy.
Oh,
Yes,
is it crazy now?
now it's fine
Like a,
again.
yeah, there was just like randomly these little like static.
Yeah, that's what I get for moving. I move a lot when I'm fucking streaming. I can't sit still when I'm streaming. So okay, I'll just be still this time. So yeah, I really like it. It's added depth, which has been, again, to me, it's always been the main challenge of this game because it's obviously fun. It's obviously very casual and interesting. I always wanted to see depth. This definitely adds even more to it. We've seen you adding depth to it in the last month, I think, of updates with
Hmm.
the skill tree, with the changes in the UI overall, and the management now of the hot plates and, of course, ingredients and all that stuff. So I like that depth has been added. Um, yeah, it's starting to get to the point where you're running out of excuses for not going hard on promoting it to absolutely everyone and making it open in the Play Store and not just a beta test, because it's getting to the point where there's starting to be a lot of content here, and it's not a mess of broken systems like my game is currently. So you're running out of
No, right now
excuses.
this what it's in is working fine right
Yeah.
now.
So I take my hat off to you for that. I like, by the way, one last thing before I let Eric. So I'm gonna keep monopolizing this time and saying absolutely everything to leave him nothing to say. Uh, I like the stove spots in the requirement icon there. I like how that kind of is going under the radar because we're talking about the spots and you need to have them, but the indicator is very clear, and that's important. It's really important. There are a lot of games that mess up the UI aspect of it, and I harp a lot on that. Uh, and you've really
I'm
knocked it out of
I'm
the park.
really
So,
I'm really glad that you instantly got what this means, because I was a little bit concerned if
well,
this
it
would
does
be a
say
bug,
stove spots on
or
top of it. I mean, it's a
yes,
little
or
difficult
if
to.
if I should display just a number which saying how many stove spots. But then I thought, okay, I'm gonna try the icon, and if everybody says I don't get it, then I can change it anyway.
Honestly, with that
But
icon, I wouldn't. Again, I don't want to mess with. I think your distribution of UI is really good right now, but I think I even would have understand what it was if those two icons would have been above, where you have like the time requirements
hmm
and the money that you'll get. I would have understood it even if it was up there or it was next to the costs. So I think the icons are pretty clear when you look at it. Like maybe in first glance, no, but once you take a second and look, oh, okay, that means stove spots. But as it is right now, it's perfectly understandable in my opinion. But with that said, we'll let our resident artist and UI expert. I'm going to give you a new title each week. Uh,
yes.
uh, just to make it so that eventually you're going to get clients and people coming up to you asking you about things. You're like, look, I'm not a musician. I'm not a uh, icon design specialist. No, I don't know that that's not a thing. So yeah, I'm gonna keep adding
in,
titles to you. So go
in
ahead.
fairness, I am a musician.
Yes, but
Yeah,
I
you're.
he
understand
is,
it.
of
Yeah, I
course.
know you are a musician, but you're kind of killing the joke here. Like,
I
um,
know. It's great, isn't
that's terrible.
it?
Absolutely terrible. Terrible. So go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not much more I can really add to this because you said pretty much everything.
Yes,
Because
time
like
monopoly.
everything still looks good. Like all the UI still looks good. It looks cohesive. Everything matches. Everything like especially all the, like the little transitions when you're clicking on things and things are coming up works really well. The cooking looks really nice, especially with the little like progress bar. The actual like models for the different things look really nice with the little texture of food on them. Like I really like that little touch. Yeah, very
Great.
well done.
What is it that I'll ask you? What is it that makes it look good? Because uh, when I first looked at it, to me it's still my first impression, and even after analysis, is that it looks good. I'm talking specifically about the pots with the pasta in them. So that's 27 seconds in when he does that last transition. Don't think I haven't noticed your video editing. You're annoying me with that. So take it down a level. You're making me look bad. Um, what is it that makes it look good? Because usually, if you slap on just a JPEG onto something, it looks cheesy and cheap, and that's not the case here. So why does it work for him, even in these terrible Twitter video resolution? Why does it work to just have this image on the pot that it's clear it's not necessarily a part of the pot? It's obvious that it's an image that's put on it, but it looks good, and it shouldn't. Is my instinct, because again, we've all seen No, seriously, we've all seen like the cheap games that have like a JPEG of the moon in the sky, and it's like, okay, that looks terrible. But in Eno's case, it doesn't. It looks quite well. So what did he do? Is it the contrast of colors? Is it like what exactly made it look good? Is my question. Because if I were to try this, I guarantee you it looked like trash. So how did he pull it off? Would be my question to the artist. You see, I'm putting difficult questions in there for you.
I mean, a lot of it does come down to kind of your visual reactions to things, basically how your mind represents something. So when you're looking at this image, because of the pots and pans being so simple, at first you would think that there's kind of this weird disconnect between that and the JPEG images, because those are real food that are just plopped on there. But because there's like so little detail on everything, on like the pots and pans, your brain kind of like automatically creates this suspension of disbelief, because you know that it's a cartoon, but then you see this like image on top of it, so your brain's just going up, it's part of it, doesn't matter, and it's moving forward. So it looks good to you because your brain's allowing you to kind of look past the fact that it's just a cartoon 3D image and then a real photo slapped on top. And that's what kind of made things very interesting back in the old days of like the PlayStation and such, and why some of those games look really good, but then some, especially nowadays when we look back at some of them, we go, what were we thinking? Because a lot of it was a resolution issue. The lower the resolution, the more pixelated things get. But if it's too realistic and gets pixelated, it can look ugly. In this case, it's not pixelated enough for it to have that like slightly ugly look. And especially for a cartoon, because this is a cartoon. He doesn't want this to look slightly ugly. If he did, then that would mean it would be much more cornered to like horror game, because a lot of horror games have fun with that, where they make everything look kind of disgustingly pixelated for the sake of making it look eerie or off-putting, because you can really tell, oh, that's not natural. In this case, it's all clean, which allows your brain to just kind of jump over the, oh, it's just a JPEG slapped on there.
All right, that's yeah, that makes sense, and doesn't make me look bad at all, not understanding these things. No, I'm kidding. That's a very yeah. I think that's a really clear explanation and makes perfect sense for me. So, good job, Eno. Congratulations on
Thanks.
it. And let's move on now to this week's uh, highlights that I found. These random highlights that I found this week. So I'm gonna start it out. We're also going to play the same game. I found one highlight that I found specifically for Eric and one highlight that I found for Eno. So let's see if you guys can guess which is which. So I have to be careful with this first one because it has audio that would immediately cause a whatchamacallit, automatic copyright
DMCA.
thing. Yeah, that thing that YouTube does. Um, but you can, again, the music in this video it's put down here in the description. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, right here. It's Bury the Light, Virgil's battle theme from Devil May Cry, I believe. So yeah,
Which makes sense considering the tweet.
yeah, so Bushbot, thank you for reminding me to read it. So for today's Screenshot Saturday, here's a combo video showing off 2 new movements based on Virgil's move set. So yeah, it's Virgil for Devil May Cry. So let's watch it. Let's watch it real quick. I think we can talk during it because again, I have to mute it because of the audio. But yeah, this is pretty much just a fluid combo system going on. And is that Virgil straight up that's doing a cameo in it when she's doing the combo? I mean, there's some character that kind of pops in for a second.
It might actually just be Virgil that they used as kind of their physical reference to kind of go off of to make sure the moves actually landed the way that they're supposed to.
Yeah, and it's a really long combo string.
Yes, it is. But I mean, it's well put together. It's flashy enough. Really well done. Oh
I, I,
right, when I oh hi, that is loud.
yeah. I mean, I think everybody can
I
appreciate the beating the enemy in the sky, Dragon Ball Z style. Uh,
Oh yeah.
I think that's something everybody can appreciate. So again, it's a minute 22 seconds long, but it's just the combo. So just give your reactions and let's talk a little bit about it. I'll let you start.
it's quite interesting. It's really, yeah. It gives you instantly the Devil May Cry feeling. Um, because of the combos. And what I don't understand, in between the sprites of switching to other,
Yeah, that's what I thought was the
but
blue one. I
yeah,
thought was Virgil. It's also
but that's
switching
not
to another
only the
one.
blue
Yeah,
one. Yeah,
yeah. There's a couple more.
different ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really. Maybe it's
I think it's like one of those
hard.
assist moments, like you have like in combat games where like you disappear and somebody else assists you with a hit. Like it's very like the Capcom versus SNK games, like those with the we had like the assist jump in. More modernly, these are fighting game concepts. More modernly, Dragon Ball Z Fighters does it too, where you call in for an assist and the other character on the team shows up and does a thing, and that helps you to extend your combo when like normally your combo would be over. It has something to do with that. I don't know who a lot of these characters are. I do recognize some of the sprites. Uh, Specifically when she's on the
Mm.
ground and she does like an attack. There's a second there that I think there's a free RPG asset that that I think shows up. It might be my eyes fooling me, but it's a really good asset regardless. So I'm not complaining. But her asset looks really good. Her like the character is very fluid and very well animated from my ignorant non-animation point of view. What do you think, Eric? Yeah, right there. And that
I think everything looks really nice and smooth. You're right that I think they probably used maybe one or two free sprites that they could find. They might even used one where it was just a straight rip from the game, just as like their reference on a lot of things. Um, and then they're just slowly replacing things.
yeah.
But who knows? Maybe there is a bit of a like tag in combo system. I don't know this game yet, so can't really comment on it.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, it's really well put together. Like everything's very smooth. Nothing looks jarring.
Yeah.
So they did a really good job with the
I love the
actual physical
spin,
movement.
like the saw spin that she does in the air.
Yeah,
That's really good.
yeah, it's very well
But yeah,
put
if you
together.
pause at 1 minute 17 seconds, that is a free RPG asset that I think you can find either in Itch.io or you can find it in I think it's freegameassets.com, something like that. But yeah, I recognize that because I've used it. I've used it in a game jam. I've used that asset. But again, and I'm not knocking it. It doesn't mean anything. It's just I like being able to see it. I love the
It's an
backgrounds, by the way.
observation.
I love the background trees. I like that they're kind of bendy. Uh, it's
Yeah, they got a little bit of a warped, which is realistic. I mean,
yeah,
trees do bend and sway in the wind.
and I think we need to give credit to the foreground leaves just falling. I love how
Yeah,
they did that. That's very very well done. That's
it's all just little bits of added. Basically, it's just little things that you add to kind of make your eye believe what's going on more.
yeah.
Especially with the action going on, it creates extra bits of movement.
Yeah, I really like it. It looks really nice. And congratulations to at Thomas J. Pereira. I butchered his name and I apologize. But good work. Any final thoughts on this, boys?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, then. You've seen this entry. Let's go to entry numero dos, number 2. So it's clobbering time, boys. A little bit of Marvel references there. We got
A little bit
Briga
of the
Games.
thing.
Yeah, the thing. Doesn't Hulk also do that?
No,
Huh.
Hulk smash.
Yeah, Hulk smash. Yeah.
Yeah, he either yells Hulk smash or Hulk is strongest there
Yeah, I know.
is.
It's clobbering time. Is yeah with the New York accent. Yeah, remember
Yep,
that.
that's Ben Grimm's thing.
Yeah.
No audio on this one.
No. Um, I really like that transition. I like that
Oh, yeah.
20 seconds in, 22 when he gets hit, and he does that little thing and apparently goes Super Saiyan.
Yeah,
And
all
it's
of a sudden
now
it comes up with that little anime transition where
and
like
now he's
shing.
kicking the absolute dog shit out of this
Yeah, now
cyborg
he's
guy.
turning into like freaking Johnny Cage with the
Yeah.
after image.
Yeah, he just whipped some serious like he's jumping. I'm very. Is this like a cutscene or is this? It looks like gameplay straight up. Um,
Yeah, I think it's just gameplay.
which is that transition again. It just feeds into my inner weeb that isn't very inner. It's pretty much on the exterior at this point. But he gets hit by that explosion and he morphs into this thing, and then just goes Super Saiyan, and then just absolute beats the dog
Just
shit
curb
out of this
stomp the
guy.
guy.
Yeah. Uh, so yeah, it's and you can see the power meter changing. So I don't know. That's really cool.
Yep.
What do you think,
Yeah, it gives me a little bit of feeling of the older card games. It's really great. What I like is I don't know how you call it, like the shadows moving after him
The after
when
Yeah,
image.
he's
his
in
after
raid,
image.
and when he's jumping quickly to the right and then back. I like this effect a lot. Yeah, it really looks great.
I think, and Twitter does not doing it justice when he does like the explosion. And he goes Super Saiyan and just goes ham on this guy.
Yeah.
It's not doing it justice because Twitter images suck. But yeah, he just goes ham on this guy. I really like that. He's obvious. I mean, again, it's a work in progress. He's like I would like to see when it does the anime transition, not like a white box, maybe something else. It doesn't have to be like a super background, but maybe I think the white box just makes it a little too jarring. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's
I think a cool effect there is keep the white because it symbolizes the explosion that's happening, but add some type of effect lines. Either effect lines that are pointing towards the actual point of the flash, or just straight back and forth kind of effect lines, but just something to kind of break up the white. But I think the white works because of the explosion. But you're right, it is a bit too much just white.
I don't know why in my mind I was thinking something with the exact same lines you'd mentioned, but blue in the background. But listen, Eric, he's the artist. I'm not. So
Yes.
yeah, so I just really like I can watch him going ham on this guy, and I really like saying that going ham. I could watch it all day. Any additional comments, boys?
No, it's just really good. I love the
Hmm.
animation. It's so smooth.
So that's at Brega Games. So good job, Brega Games. Let's go into the next. So a little bit different now. We've done some 2D stuff, some sprite stuff. Now let's do some railguns
Ooh.
stuff. So
Oh god, this is giving me some old school vibes.
yeah, no audio on this, but uh yeah, I'm going to still associate this to anime, and I'm going to say Gundam or
I mean, that's
Neon
fair.
Genesis, uh, because
It is
again,
called Mecha Knights, so
yeah, I think it's fair, but yeah, it's different. There was this online game that was this mech battle game that you would see like from the inside of the cockpit, I think.
that explains like 10 games.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
It was this. It was this. No,
Definitely
but it was
does.
this. It was this online free mech fighter game. I think that.
I
Uh,
know which one you're talking about, but I
yeah, you
cannot
know the
for the
one.
life of me
It's
remember
just
it.
the one. I think every YouTuber under the sun talked about it back in the day, and it's kind of
Yeah,
old. Uh, and I think it's got like a really obvious name, like Mech Battle Online or something like that.
something like that. Yeah, kind of bugged me.
But again, I mean, again, it's machines with explosions in a battlefield. Again, it's a little subdued for a battlefield, but this is clearly like a test thing. Um, I just really like seeing big explosions. I really wonder if you get like compartmentalized damage. I've always loved that. BattleTech does that. Um, that's a strategy game and it's a turn-based game, but still, it's got big mech robot things. I really hope it has like those that rocket launcher. I hope I can blow it up, and now you don't have rocket launcher anymore. Because it seems like you're doing area damage to the guy who's shooting in the distance, and he's using my favorite strategy: stay very far away and shoot him. That's one
Hmm.
of my favorite strategies. So yeah, I'll let you guys talk. I'm talking way too much.
You know,
Did we lose Eno?
No, you didn't lose me.
Okay.
I was just
you first.
drawn in. Um, yeah, it looks good. Uh, Only thing what I could say, I think the explosions could be a bit bigger, brighter, whatever. I don't
Yeah.
know. They 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 could be a little bit more massive. And what would be nice, I think, if you could feel the impact on your mecha, like it would shaking a little bit because of the pressure wave which is coming from an explosion of that
Well, keep in
big
mind he is pretty
machine over
far
there.
away. I mean, if you look at the tank to
Yes.
the right, in if you take like size of the tank and use that as a reference, and there's a little guy. If you look at it, there's a man next to the tank, so
Hmm.
he's probably like at least 200 yards away from this. So
Yeah.
he's pretty far if we take the sizes of everything into consideration. But yeah, I
I think
mean,
a little bit of camera shake would look really nice when you're doing certain
Yeah,
things. Like that
something like
big
this.
gun on his left side.
yeah, that I agree
You're
with.
freaking shooting that thing. I want that camera to just shake just a little bit.
Yeah, I want
I want to feel
a
that.
little bit of oomph on it. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a bit too static, but
I,
apart from that, it is.
I think the big problem here is maybe he didn't choose the best video to make. Because if you look at the tank when it shoots, it's got particle effects coming out of it, of it and stuff. So maybe if he was closer to the action, we could appreciate the explosions. Because I don't know if the explosions are too small. I think he's too far away for us to appreciate.
Maybe
But
that's yeah.
because if you look at when the tank shoots to his right, when that shoots, it has an explosion on its own muzzle. You can see it like right there. Uh, that seems to be pretty appropriate. So I don't know what exactly it is, but yeah, it's missing a little bit of oomph. But
Yeah.
I like everything I'm looking at personally, and
Hmm.
I'm not super crazy into mech games, but this seems like something I could definitely enjoy. Uh, but yeah, I think everybody here, I think we all kind of agree that we'd like to see some more oomph because this is a battlefield. There's a lot of explosions. He's destroying this huge
Yeah,
thing in the
there's a lot of
distance.
stuff going on.
Yeah. Maybe just put some random like shots or shells exploding around him, like the enemies are shooting at you in your area. Um, I don't know. It's just I don't know. I'm probably being a little too critical because again, everything here looks fantastic and it's clearly going to be fun. I really hope it has the area damage. So yeah, good job. Mecha Knight ends. Is there anything else you guys want to add?
No.
We're burning through them quick today. What about you, Eric?
Not really. Like everything just looks pretty good. And not much to add really.
So we got a simple one here from George at Animator GT. Tales of Fate apparently is the name of the game here, and if you look at his profile, it kind of tips it off. But yeah, it's a simple animation here. I'm just playing the GIF. It's a simple teleport animation.
Ooh.
This one's kind of in your ballpark, Eric. So I'll let
It's
you.
not that simple, really.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
that is not simple.
I mean, simple in the
It's not
sense that
simple
it's
at
not
all.
an extremely long video, is what I
Yes.
meant. Yeah.
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 It's a short GIF, but it's
That
a.
is not simple. That is a lot of that is really well done to have it look that
Mhm.
clean.
Yep, that was kind of something I wanted to ask you about because I've seen a lot of these animations, these sprite-based animations, and there's a lot of very talented people out there. But there are times where animations like this, where it's changing in size and disappearing, it kind of looks like it disappears like 1 second to the next, and you kind of notice it. You kind of notice the blank frame. I think would be the way to say it if you're thinking about it in sprite sheet terms. Well, this just looks stupidly clean. Like they really
Yeah.
did a really good job. I don't. How many frames do you think this is?
I don't know. Like that's because of how fast it is. That's I can't really count how many.
Because there's a
But I do
lot going
like
on
the
here.
fact that the animation clearly ends, but there's still like very tiny bits of particles
Yeah,
left, which is good because that should be the whole animation. Because after that,
Yes.
the figure's gone. So it's really well done that they timed that very well.
It's really awesome made.
Yeah. Again, you keep like like sharing all these ones where I can't say too much because it just looks so good. Like all I can say is, wow, it's really smooth. Wow, I love the animation. I have no critique.
well, it's a little 2D platformer in development, as the cheat sheet on the right tells me. So if anybody wants to check that out,
Yeah.
good job, George. Congratulations on awesome animation. So we're all the way up to our last entry of the day, and it's from Roji's room, and he says, "You ever just have an amazing dream, then someone wakes you up?" And an emoji that I don't quite understand. Uh, but
Oh, I know that one.
that's just a boomer moment for me. So there's another GIF, a nice little GIF to kind of end it on.
Oh, it's cute. Yeah, that emoji is basically like him with his eyes like kind of closed in like a tired state, and then that thing next to it is supposed to be like a sweat droplet.
Oh, okay, okay.
So it's kind of more of like an anime-esque thing.
Yeah, I've seen like the rounded ones, and I knew these were like the eyes, but I didn't know if what this was if this was the hand or what it was. So yeah, sweat.
And
Okay,
also, I guess they're
boomer.
trying to make it look similar to the little fluffy dude.
Yeah. I wonder what the like. This is clearly an eye that we're seeing the Fluffy do through, right?
I don't. Well, no, because look, there's like two little eye symbols on the left and right.
Oh yeah, and then it
I
goes
don't.
into a
I don't know if
combat,
it's an eye
and then
or
it
if it's
goes,
just like symbolizing your perspective.
and then it goes. Yeah, that's. I thought it was an eye because it goes into our combat situation. It goes into kind of this first person combat. If you pause it right at the end, I have it on screen right now. Uh,
Yeah.
it goes into like this combat situation. So I thought it was our eye, but maybe it's just our perspective, as you say. I, what do you think about this? There's a lot of black on screen. What are your thoughts on that? Actually, hold it. Let me Let me get Eno on it.
I
Eno,
was
what
gonna
do you
say,
think?
let Eno
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah, I don't mind about the black. It focuses you at the center where everything is going on. You know, um, I think it works very well, and the small lines around the middle circle doesn't make it. I don't have really a problem with the black. It focused myself in the middle where all the action is going on.
Eric?
Yeah, I really like it. I really don't have any issues with like black because they did a good effect by having it a little scribbly around the circle
Hmm.
opening. So it still makes it so it's a nice transition. And honestly, it's smart because it forces your focus directly onto the enemy, but gives him some free room in the black spaces to put any UI elements. And especially because he has the like little bits of leaves moving around.
Hmm.
So it's not a completely blank nothingness void. It's something like something's going on. I really love this. It's really nice. Also, I love the little furball. He's cute.
Yeah, everything in the drawing and the animation is cool. I really also like the leaves. Uh, I don't know. It just I was asking more about the black because I don't really have an issue with how this screen is done. It kind of makes you wonder, like, are you wasting a lot of, like, that's something I would wonder. Am I wasting a bunch of the screen in order to just showcase this very tight area? Um, but it's definitely a stylistic choice that works and it looks fantastic. And I'm not the person to ask about stylistic choices anyway. Uh, so yeah, it's really out there. It's different from everything else we saw today, and it's actually the last one for today. So we have two games as usual to play. The first one is guess which one is dedicated to who. So there's been one of these last 5 ones, and I'm going to put them all on screen again for our audience to check it out. Uh, I've selected one that's been kind of the one that I thought would be the most interesting for each of you. So I'll give you a moment while you look at them again and decide which one you think was meant for each of you. So,
That's that's hard.
uh, so to
That's
explain it
really
a
hard.
little bit more in detail to the audience, every week, out of all the highlights I select, there's one of them that I think each of our different members will like the most, and I select it based a little bit off of that. Uh, and it's usually based off of the things that they tend to like and what things they tend to say they enjoy. So, which ones do you guys think are dedicated to you? Take a random stab at it if you can. So, reminder, we have the
Yeah.
first one with the long combo video. The second one is the guy going ham, the anime boy going ham on the uh, cyborg dude. The third one was the Mecha Knight one that we saw. Fourth was the GIF, the teleportation. And the last one was the stylistic little combat system with the fuzzy boy. Who's a very fuzzy boy.
If I were to make a random guess for me,
Hmm.
I would say the one you chose for me would either be George's or Roji's, like the last two, because those are the ones that just kind of appeal to me the most.
Pick one. Don't cheat.
Um,
Pick one.
I know I'm about to, but if I had to choose, obviously just one, um, yeah, honestly, either would work. So I'm just gonna, I guess, flip a coin. I'm gonna go with Roji's
Okay.
as for me, and then I'm gonna. See, part of me wants to say the Mech Knight is for him, but I'm not 100% sure. So my guess would be Mech Knight for Eno, and then for me, Roji's.
Okay. What about you, Eno? What are you guessing?
Yes, George's is for Eric because of the nice pixel art transition.
Hmm.
And yeah, I'm with him. I guess you picked Mecha Knights for me because of 3D, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not 100. But yeah, that's my guess.
Okay.
George for Eric and Mecha Knights for me.
Okay, so you got right, Eric. You got right. The one I selected for you, it was Roji. Uh,
Hmm.
you tend to have a weakness for these cutesy animations. You obviously love all types of great animations, but the cutesy ones seem to have these stylistic special ones kind of have you seem to have a weakness for them. So I selected
They
that
have a
one.
special place in my heart.
And in Eno's case, yeah, it almost would have looked like it would have been the mecha for Eno. That was the one that I would have also picked. But the one if I'm honest, the one I actually picked for you was the anime one, when the guy's going ham on the robot, because Eno likes games that have a more that seem to be quicker. He likes faster, kind of
Hmm.
fun style games. And Eno is the only one who isn't a weeb among us, so I wanted to tap into his hidden weebness to turn him into a weeboo degenerate like everybody else. So, but yeah, I can obviously see that the mech one seems
Give
to be
in to
more,
your inner weakness.
yeah, a woo bitch. Um,
Yes.
so now we have the
No
difficult
idea
task.
what you're talking about.
Oh, you will be.
Maybe
Um,
sooner or later.
You will.
uh, So now we have the difficult task of selecting who is this week's highlight out of all of the ones we currently showcased.
Right. That's actually a difficult one.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because they're all so
That's
great.
even more difficult. Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
even more difficult than last time, which was hard in and of itself. Uh, but I'm gonna give the first vote to you, Eno.
I'd say George. Even though I'm not the greatest pixel art fan, but this
Oh
looks
wow!
just so amazing. Really, this really looks amazing.
So George's teleportation animation
Hmm.
receives the Eno bump.
Yep.
Eric, you're next.
See, I'm torn between. In this case, I'm torn between George and Bregia game because that beatdown fight is just so fun to watch. Um, but the George animation is just so satisfying to watch because of how really clean it is. So,
Yeah.
uh, I'm gonna make Dice have to make the final decision. So I'm gonna go with Bregia Games.
For me, it's Bregia. It's I really respect George's animation. It's almost an unfair competition because one's a video and the other one's is a sprite animation, so it's kind of difficult to compare. But I just really like saying the phrase "going ham on," and Bregia has allowed me to sneak that into, not so subtly, into the podcast. So I'm going to go with Bregia 100% on this one. So I guess I'm the tiebreaker on this one. But
Hmm.
we do have to give a special mention to George because he was on everybody's radar, and I think that the fact that he can compete with all these other ones and his is just a GIF of an animation really speaks volume to his ability as an artist. So freaking, I have to applaud him. And everybody else on this list is here because they caught our attention, and everybody here is everyone's a winner in this one. Where everybody gets a participation trophy in this one, but.
Already won.
Yeah. So yeah, Bregia is our highlight of the day. Congratulations. And as a highlight of the day, what we do here is we look a little bit more into his timeline and his tweets and his game. Uh, the Quest for Entropy, Yakaradoria, and there's no way I'm going to pronounce it. He has it linked in his profile. We have a few more videos on that Bregia has also retweeted, so you can look at it on either side. But you have kind of like a nice little tech shooting level. Is the first one he's retweeted back from July 5th. So it has kind of like some simplified platform, I guess. Oh, some pretty badass music.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, and guess who the music for the game? Guess who made the music for the game?
Ooh.
M- uh, Music Var Stuff, aka Nicole Marie T. And I believe both me
She
and
made my
Eno.
music as well.
There you go. So she keeps popping it up.
She's really,
She's
yes.
keep popping it up. Miss
She's an
8,000
incredible artist.
followers. So
Yes.
yeah, she is a
Big shout out to
fantastic.
her.
Yeah, big shout out to Nicole. Got to put her also in the description of this. But yeah, interesting that she keeps popping back up, boys. So for all your musical needs, go give her a holler. But yeah, the
She's
game.
not just doing music. She makes voxel art as well. She does a lot of stuff.
Yeah, she's multi-talented. Her music is what I know her for, but she's clearly a multi-talented individual. So congratulations to her. So yeah, this is pretty much Brigga Games, giving him that highlight follow, and congratulations to him. Congratulations to Nicole for the awesome music that's in it, and that's our highlight of the week, boys. So I think that kind of brings us to the tail end of our little podcast and our time together. So any final thoughts? Anything you guys would like to highlight or hype for next week, or anything you'd like to say? This is the perfect time to do so.
No, I got no announcements.
Well, I'm
Eric?
okay. I'm gonna pressure you then. What are you gonna be preparing for us for next week? I'll pressure you.
Now I have to reveal it. Now I have to say it. Yeah, no, I'm working
Oh, just
right
give us
now.
give us a little hint if you want it to be a surprise.
Yeah, no, I'm working right now a little bit on a shop where to give the player more choice, where you can even possibly buy your ingredients for a lot of money, but um you don't necessarily have to go then to the basement and other things. I'm trying or I'm planning to sell in the shop, but this stays secret so far.
Big corporate secret. I like it.
Yes.
Eric,
You
what
got
about
to
you?
have secrets.
Eric, what about you?
Basically all I'm gonna be doing is for probably the next few weeks is this poster thing that I've been working on. So if you'd like to watch me work on it every once in a while when I do a stream, you can head over to my YouTube and follow me there because
Do
I
you
will
have
be
an image I
streaming
can show right
on
now,
it.
like of its current status, so I can put it on screen?
Not really, because it's a weird. It's an image that is a compilation of multiple images that are going to go together. So I'm working on the individual pieces.
I could just go to your stream right now, and I'll pull up. I guess I'll pull
I'm
that
not
up.
streaming at the moment. Ha 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 ha!
No, your previous stream.
Damn it.
You have a VOD for it, so I can definitely find it.
Yes, I do. It is up. But yeah, basically like the image that I'm using as reference, which is what the client kind of threw together, is like it's for their show kind of thing, their video thing. It's basically going to be like a big cartoon pineapple, and then each of the sections of the pineapple, because pineapples are like a bunch of sections.
Yeah.
They're very oversized sections, by the way. Each one's going to have a different image in it from the video. And so I have to draw each of those images from the videos and then draw the pineapple and then put it all together. So basically going to be a poster.
Was
that
this
he actually
streamed
wants
on YouTube or on Twitch?
on YouTube.
Ah, okay. See, I'm on Twitch.
So it's actually up as it should be live by now as an actual video. And I think I actually streamed it in 1440p, so it should be very high quality. Hope. If
That's a jab. I feel attacked by that. I feel attacked.
Hey, just because I have really clean internet.
So it's currently playing in the background. So again, guys, if you want to go watch Eric draw, even if you're not an artist or maybe you're not necessarily into these kind of things, it's really relaxing and really good to work to having these kind of things in the background
Also,
in a
you're
second
not showing
monitor. Yeah, I am.
Not I'm watching the stream.
Huh. It's showing up
All
on
I see is our three little icons and then the table. There it goes.
Yeah.
Oh no, the one you're showing right now is actually a video I did of another commission I did actually.
Oh, god damn it. Well, that's the most latest
Oh, that's
one.
fine because this is actually something I did recently.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Yeah, it's a
Viking
day ago.
character.
Yeah.
Yes. This week. Just this week.
So did it not post, or is it still freaking processing?
YouTube processes forever. It's a nightmare because I can never. It always screws with how I have to tweet the winners and the people that we looked at because I can't do it immediately after stream is done. So I usually have to do it on Monday because.
Oh, it's unlisted.
Oh.
You
damn.
little. There, I published it. You little prick.
I don't know. Badass Viking you got here.
Thank you. I'm actually so proud of that one.
Like, this looks really good. So good. This looks really, really good.
By the way, all that line work, good lord, my finger was hurting because like the spot.
I can imagine.
Oh, it was so painful.
Yeah, it's gonna take a bit for the unlisted to show up because I'm on your channel right now, and it's gonna take.
By the way, I know he'll never watch this, but anyone out there who knows the comic artist David Finch, I just want it known that I blame him for that detail work because I've been watching his streams lately.
I really like the hair of the Viking, the beard area. Excuse me. I like the beard, the little like what do they call that? It's not a ponytail. It's a little beard knot
It's
thing.
basically a braid.
Yeah, the braid, the little beard braid he's got. That looks really good. So
Yeah, I want to do that to my beard eventually. I'm just
you
really bad.
you should post like the whole like. Are you able to do that? Can you post like the whole image so I can see it kind of?
Oh yeah, I can post the whole image. I'll share it with you right now. Actually, I'll put it in the lounge.
Just so I can
So yeah,
show it on
here's
screen.
there is the finished image of what you saw, the Viking thing. Because I didn't record a lot of the other stuff.
Yeah,
I
it's
was just
colored
kind
here
of
for starters.
Yeah, I was just mindlessly working, so I didn't catch that on film. But yeah, that is the finished piece that I did. I think I finished that yesterday morning. Yeah, I'm so happy with how that.
Is that the Overwatch icon that he's got on the bottom there?
Yes, it is.
Is he a character from Overwatch?
No, he wanted the guy who I did it for is a big Overwatch fan, and he wanted the pendant to be the Overwatch symbol.
Okay.
Yeah, he's actually a friend. He's like a friend of a friend who I've become friends with.
Oh, okay. I actually like this version and the black and white version in different ways. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I like them in different ways.
that fur was a pain in the ass.
So yeah, everybody. So this is what Eric can do. Go check him out, or even better, give him a
If you'd
commission
like to commission me,
and
give me
and let him know
give me a-
specifically that it was because of this stream, so I can hold that over his head forever.
Dice sent you.
Yeah, just give him a dice sent ya and shit talk his waifu for me. That would be perfect. Tell him he has terrible taste in waifus. That would be.
Well, first you got to figure out who my waifu is.
I'm just guessing you have terrible taste in waifus.
Bitch, please, I have top tier waifus.
I'm not convinced. Anyway, boys, I think that's a good. Before we get into animu degeneracy, let's end it there. So
No, all of the anime degenerates.
all hail
will
anime
convert
girls.
Everyone.
No, we must temper our conversations in front of Eno. He's still an initiate.
Yes.
So thank you everybody for watching. Once again, this was Eric and Eno. You can check out their stuff in the description below. Thank you everybody for joining us, and say goodbye, Eno and Eric.
Goodbye.
Okay, you guys have not done once the goodbye, Eno and Eric joke. I don't know why nobody has picked up on that. All right, bye. Everybody.